Okay, now welcome back to part 2 of Algebra. Alright, this time is going to be much harder. There's Algebra part 2. Okay, so this time I promised you that there would be a question called 4x plus 5 is equal to 25. You got these questions last week when I told you to do this question. You struggled with it very much. So now I'm going to explain to you how exactly we're going to go through it. Okay, so first things first. You look at the numbers 4x, 4 and x are together, so you define that as a like term. So it's 4x plus the digit number 5. Number 5 is a normal number 5, which is equal to 25. So therefore, I always told you to first rule in doing the question would be find the value of x. This will be the question, and how you will be wondering how do you do that. To find the value of x, you need to find out, make him himself. So first thing you can do is 4x plus 5 is equal to 25. So what you can do is make the 4x by itself, isolate this guy, make him feel lonely. So therefore you can do 4x is equal to, so you need to move this number 5 across to this side. So therefore when you move the number 5 across to this side, it will become 25. So 25 remains on the other side, on the right hand side. This is the right hand side. RHS is right hand side, and this is left hand side. Okay, so when you move the 5 across the other side, I told you plus becomes minus. So this is a quick rule for you. Again, another quick rule is this equal sign. When a negative on the left hand side, this is always left hand side, this is right hand side. When a negative moves from the left to right, it becomes positive, and when a positive moves from right hand side to left hand side, it becomes negative. So either way, whenever they cross the equal sign, either way, if they have to move from one side to the other, they always become the opposite. So negative becomes positive, positive becomes negative. Okay, so if I was to do negative go that way, it would be positive, positive come this way, it would be negative. Or if you start with positive go into negative, so again positive going that way becomes negative. Okay, these are all options, so don't be confused. The only thing that I need to rule that I need to know from here is as soon as one sign goes across the equal sign, it becomes the opposite of it. Similarly, if you have a number times here, when you take it across, it becomes divide. So when you bring divide back, it becomes times. Simple. Same rule. So using that rule here, now coming back to this question, it would mean that 4x plus 5 is equal to 25. Because we're bringing plus 5 to the other side, I told you when plus goes to this side, it becomes negative. It will be 25 minus 5. So therefore the answer will be 4x is equal to 20. Now, 4x is similar to, I told you before from previous video that 4x is the same as 4 multiplied by x is equal to 20. Right? So here the rule is when a multiplication goes across the other side, this becomes a divide. So therefore x, because it's 4 times x, you're trying to isolate from, I told you your aim is to isolate and make x feel lonely. So x has to be by himself. So therefore x is equal to 20, because 4 multiplied by it, when 4 goes to the other side, it becomes 20 divided by 4. So x is equal to 5. This is your final answer. Okay, so always follow this rule. There's a rule, maybe you've not learned it. If you haven't learned it, pause this video and learn it now. This is your chance to learn this. It's very important. It's a very important rule for you to know. Okay, so I'll give you another example. If you haven't quite understood it, look carefully at each and every step, work out, look how I've did it. And then finally always mark your answer. And if you want to recheck, always recheck your answer. So to make sure that this is correct, you need to check again. You can plug this value in. So you know, before in the last video I told you when a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 5 and c is equal to 20, etc, etc. You plug this in. Now that you know this letter x is equal to 5, you can plug it into the general equation, which is 4x plus 5 equals 25. So 4 times x, which will be 4 times 5 plus 5 is equal to 4 times 5 is 20 plus 5 is equal to 25. So therefore this is the answer. Solution is correct. Moving on to the next question. Example 2 would include a similar question, which would be 3x plus 3 is equal to 24. Okay, 3x plus 3 is equal to 24. So pause this video now and try to do this by yourself. If you've done it, excellent. Wait for the answer. I'm going to go through this step by step. So thinking back to the previous question example that we did, the first thing that we need to do, that you need to identify here, that you need to do, is that you need to isolate the x by itself. So therefore you need to get this guy, by himself. So the only way to do him is first eliminate his friend here. Okay, so therefore you need to do 3x is equal to 24. So I told you when plus goes over to the other side it becomes minus. So it will be 24 minus 3. Okay, so therefore 3x is equal to 24 minus 3 is 21. So I told you 3x is the same as 3 multiplied by x, which is equal to 21. So therefore to get x by himself you have to divide this guy, because this multiplier here, when he goes to this side he becomes divide. Okay, so this will be x is equal to 21 divided by 3, so x is equal to 7. If you got 7, well done, because you're doing good. If you didn't get 7, then watch this video, carefully look at each step of how I did it and how I've explained it. You should be able to do this now after these videos. Okay, moving on to example 3. Example 3, I'm going to make it slightly more trickier for you, because I'm going to bring in multiplication, division and addition all at the same time. So what you can do is, I'm making these questions myself, so it might take a few minutes to make the questions. So you have 4x divided by 5, okay, so 4x divided by 5 plus 5 is equal to 30. Okay, your question is find value of x. Okay, this is your question. So first thing you need to analyze is what variables are there. So there is addition variable there, there is also a division variable there, so you need to get rid of both of them and isolate the x by itself to find out the value for this. So therefore what you can do is, first you can do is eliminate the plus 5 first. So what you can do is 4x divided by 5 is equal to, I told you moving this to this side makes it become negative, 30 minus 5, which will be 4x divided by 5 is equal to 25. Okay, now you now understand how I got to there. And now you can do, what you can do is, because this is divide, when divide goes to that side, because it's dividing, you're dividing this is the numerator. Okay, hopefully you haven't forgotten fractions, and this is denominator. When you do 4x divided by 5, this guy is denominator, so you do cross multiplication, you divide him, he times it. So this is division. When you bring him across the equal side, it becomes multiplication. So 4x is equal to 25 multiplied by 5. Okay, so therefore 4x is equal to 125. Okay, so therefore to eliminate x, I told you many times, 4x is the same as 4 multiplied by x is equal to 125. Okay, so therefore x is equal to 125 divided by 4, which should come out to be, you can work it out yourself. Quickly work it out, do the long division method and work it out yourself.
Or use a calculator.
Do not use the calculator. Don't listen to her. Do not use the
He's
calculator.
using the calculator.
I'm using the calculator. I'm old enough to use the calculator. For you, because you have level plus exams, the papers are not permitted with calculators, so don't use it. The answer should be 31.25. Hey? Alright, Noel. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.